Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. As per the royal directives and in response to a request of the U.S. government, 10 Yemenis released from Guantanamo detention center arrived in the Sultanate for a temporary stay. Under the theme Experience Oman, Muscat Festival starts. The Sultanate and Italy view aspects of joint cooperation and emphasize their keenness to support efforts in resolving issues by peaceful means. Omantel opens subscriptions for bonds worth 50 million Omani Rial for investors. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the victims of the fire incident at the Jazan Public Hospital. An official source at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that upon royal directives of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and in response to a request from the U.S. government to assist in settling the case of the detainees at the Guantanamo detention and in consideration of their humanitarian circumstances, 10 Yemeni nationals released from the aforementioned detention arrived in the Sultanate today for a temporary stay. Under the theme Experience Oman, Muscat Festival opened today and will continue until 13th of February. Al Amirat and Al Nasim public parks will be open from 4 in the afternoon until 11 during festival days, except weekends, and it will be extended until 12 at night to enjoy the activities of the festival. The festival will launch fireworks shows daily in Al Amirat and Al Nasim public parks at 8:30 in the evening. Muscat Festival sites are numerous this year, including the following locations: Automobile Club, Kalbu Park, Oman Tours courses in a number of governors, Omani Society for Writers and Literati, Photographic Society, Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, Cultural Club, and a number of galleries, arcades and squares. The Sultanate and Italy agreed to complete the procedures for establishing the Omani-Italian Friendship Society. This came during the political consultation session, which was held between the two countries today. The Omani side was chaired by His Excellency Syed Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, while the Italian side was chaired by His Excellency Michele Valenze, Secretary General of the Foreign Ministry of Italy. The two sides viewed aspects of cooperation, ways of strengthening ties and partnership existing in various fields, as well as enhancing mutual investment opportunities, commerce, industry, tourism, education and technology transfer. On the political level, the two sides discussed regional and international developments. They emphasized their keenness in continuing to support the efforts aimed at resolving issues through dialogue and peaceful means, to achieve security, peace and stability, for an atmosphere of understanding, tolerance and harmony to prevail. His Excellency Syed Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said that the Omani-Italian Friendship Society will be announced and it will consist of a number of Italian businessmen residing in the Sultanate and their Omani counterparts. The relations are further developing as a joint economic committee meets regularly in both Rome and Muscat. There are also political and diplomatic consultations between the Ministries of Foreign Affairs in both countries. The two countries enjoy a high degree of understanding and harmony in their views either on political or economic tendencies towards strengthening various partnerships in the cultural, commercial and investment sectors, in the field of technology and knowledge transfer, as well as exchange of experiences to support these relations for long-term stability.
Oman and Italy have a very friendly and promising political and economic and cultural relation. Our duty is to develop and strengthen this cooperation. There is a framework of political understanding which is remarkable. We appreciate very much the role, the very wise and balanced role of Oman in the region. And we had a very fruitful and interesting exchange of views on developments in this area. We then have an important chapter to work on, which is the one of economic cooperation. Oman is looked upon with great interest by Italian enterprises who are closely monitoring the development plans in your country. And we think and we hope that there will be room for them to even have a stronger and more robust role in these plans to come that we follow with great admiration and attention.
Still to come in our news bulletin, a seminar in the government of Dakhliya discusses qualifying production of Omani honey.
شاركونا في مهرجان مسقط. مهرجان مسقط 2016 ابتداء من 14 من يناير وحتى 13 من فبراير 2016.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Riyadh Award for Small and Medium Enterprises will be announced at the end of this month. Therefore, a memorandum of understanding has been signed to encourage the winners. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al Sarai.
The Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development signed a memorandum of understanding with CC Energy Development Company yesterday in order to support the winners of Entrepreneurship Award in its second edition.
The agreement is between Riyadh and CCED. The purpose of this agreement is a partnership between Riyadh and CCED to support the winners of the award. This will be like a technical support by providing them with some of the assistance to shape their businesses and to manage their business in a professional way. And this support will help them to develop and promote their businesses.
9 entrepreneurs won in the first edition of the award, while the second edition witnessed around 400 participation, and the winners will be announced on the 26th of January.
Around the world, the small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, are a key component of developing national economies. They help develop both employment and involvement of the national into the economy. And we're hoping by supporting this award that we will encourage more entrepreneurs to form SMEs and to actually grow the economy both internally and for exports.
Signing this agreement came to enhance small and medium enterprises' role at creating job opportunities and to help them to grow and innovate actively in the Omani society. Small and medium enterprises field is considered as one of the most growing fields in the Sultanate. Therefore, we can see various governmental and private institutions provide their full support for them. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai, Muscat.
Oman telecommunications company Omantel announced the subscription for financial bonds starting on 11th of January until the 26th of this month. The minimum value of bonds is to start from 100,000 Omani Rial and the maturity period will be 5 years to end in 2021. The total value of subscription is 50 million Omani Rial and will be available for both Omani and foreign investors. The average benefit on bonds will be determined through unified price action after finishing the registered subscribers on the 26th of the current month. This issue comes at a time when companies listed on Muscat securities market witnessed the announcement of good benefits in their primary financial results in the previous year, namely Bank Muscat and National Bank of Oman. Oman oil price took today a downswing by $1.23 per barrel, reaching $25.72 per barrel. It is worth mentioning that the average Oman oil price February delivery was worth $34.59 per barrel, declining by $7.70 compared to this January delivery price. The real estate contracts circulated in December amounted to 800 million Omani Rial and collected fees worth more than 5 million Omani Rial. More than 20,000 ownership deeds were issued and around 6,000 new land plots were registered. The real estate activity work surpassed 30,000 transactions during the same month, and it comprised selling, granting, inherited, exchange, mortgage and benefit transactions. In order to study and qualify production of the honey in the Governorate of Dakhliya, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the Governorate organized a seminar entitled Bees of Omani Honey. A number of specialists in honey production participated in the seminar to review the production process, which ensures its quality. The seminar, topped by the role of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth in increasing and developing honeybees, also discussed the challenges and difficulties faced by honeybees breeders. The accompanied exhibition showcased the advanced level achieved by honeybees breeders in the Sultanate, in addition to quality and production level of Omani honey. Taking leftovers home has long been frowned upon in France, but a new law is out to change that. Special bags are now mandatory in some restaurants as the government moves to cut food waste across the country of haute cuisine. Here is a report.
It's lunchtime at this popular Parisian restaurant and dishes are flying.
I'm now able to make a second meal out of the food that I didn't eat here, so it's an excellent thing. It's an excellent initiative.
What seems like a no-brainer in Anglo-Saxon countries has long been considered a faux pas in France. But as of January 1st, a new law requires restaurants that serve more than 150 meals a day to make doggy bags available to diners. 7 million tons of food are thrown away each year in France, more than 1 million of which come from restaurants. The measure comes as the government bids to cut down on the waste, but attitudes aren't so easy to change.
Unless the customer is a foreigner, I haven't seen, for now at least, a French client asking for a doggy bag, unless that person actually has their dog with them.
Recent polls show that 75% of the population isn't opposed to the idea, but nearly as many have never taken leftovers home. Stéphane Martinez, who runs a family restaurant, says he's rarely had to use one.
It's not something we normally do. Our portions are well defined and the dishes are made so that customers eat everything that's on their plate.
Despite the shaky start, the law is here to stay, and restaurant owners say the tide will surely change.
Because of the environment, because we have to cut food waste, because of the economy, it will become commonplace. And I'm sure that, in a few years, every restaurant will have takeaway boxes, and most customers will ask for one.
Traditional French cuisine is considered an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO, heritage that can now be taken to go.
Now for the general weather forecast. Partially cloudy skies will prevail over the governorate of South Sharqiya with chances of scattered rainfall. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation over areas overlooking the Sea of Oman. Winds will be north to easterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. As per the royal directives and in response to a request of the U.S. government, 10 Yemenis released from Guantanamo detention center arrive in the Sultanate for a temporary stay. Under the theme Experience Oman, Muscat Festival starts. The Sultanate and Italy view aspects of joint cooperation and emphasize their keenness to support efforts in resolving issues by peaceful means. Omantel opens subscriptions for bonds worth 50 million Omani Riyal for investors. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.